Good times make weak minds. I heard that. I heard that one time, and we all sit around and wait for. We all wait for that time to be good. We all wait for a good time. We all want a good time. We want things to be easy. We want things to be running smoothly. We all sit there and just hope for the good times. And the thing is when those good times come, that's when our minds get weaker. That's when we lose the edge. That's when that adversity goes away and we're not forced to have to get mentally stronger. And I don't care what it is you do. I don't care where you're at in life, what you do in life. If you are not strengthening and working on your mind and making your mind tougher, then you are not going to be successful in life. The good times, they never last. They say that you lose during your winning season and that you win during your losing season. And if you're in your winning season, if things are going good and you're sitting around enjoying the fruits of your labor, sitting comfortably, living comfortably, not introducing any adversity, when that losing season comes, when those times aren't so good and things get pretty tough, you're not ready for it. And life's going to get you even harder. A lot of the ways that I introduce adversity and prepare myself for life and work on my mental toughness, that's part of this whole hybrid life athlete. That's what I'm kind of calling this, is because you have to be a hybrid. You have to be able to adapt. You have to work in multiple different things. So when I'm training, I'm not training to have awesome biceps and some abs. I'm not training to just improve my deadlift. I'm not going in and hitting up 8 sets of deadlifts, taking 10-minute breaks in between each set. I'm not going in and just getting a pump to get my biceps bigger. I'm not going out and just running and working on my conditioning. I'm doing it all at the same time. You do it all at the same time because life happens all at the same time. You have to be ready for anything and everything at one time. You don't know what's going to go on in life. You don't know when you're going to have to get after it. And you better be fucking prepared. And so some of the ways I introduce that adversity, some of the best ways is, of course, through training, the way I train. My style of training is very different. It's very outside the box. I also do a lot of things people say that you can't do, and yet I do them. I will go and work on a max effort deadlift and hitting sets of 3 at 500 pounds deadlift when my max is 575, 585, 600. I'm working at a very high percentage of my 1 rep max, but I'm not just hitting 3 reps and waiting 10 minutes. I'll hit my 3 reps of deadlifts and then I'll run over and I'll do stone over shoulder or sandbag throws overhead. And then I'll run over and I'll do a 1-arm farmer's carry, also known as a suitcase carry. And then I'll do planks. Or I'll do burpees to pull-ups, burpees to box jumps. You have to train every part of your body. You have to train everything and be ready. And you have to be ready for life. One of the things that this training does, that I love about this training the most, is it trains your mindset. Because when you first start, it is fucking hard. It kills you. You're dying. But as you go and as you're forcing yourself to continue, yes, you're strengthening your body, but you're strengthening your mind. I remember one day I came up with a workout, and I told my friends, we were training together. We did strongman training on the weekends. And I was like, hey, man, we're going to go to the school. We're going to go to the track. I'm going to bring the tire, the farmer's carries, the yoke, and the sled. And they're like, what are we going to do? And I said, you'll see when we get there. And I know that one lap around the track is a quarter mile. And so I brought 4 implements. When we got there, I said, hey, man, we're going to do a mile of hell. And there's no quitting. There's no stopping. It doesn't matter if we're out here all day. We're going to get it done. Each one of us is going to do a mile. And we started with a backwards sled drag. I loaded up the sled, and you drag it backwards on the rubberized track. You know how tracks are. You drag it backwards on the track for a quarter of a mile. And then after that, we picked up the farmer's carries. I think the farmer's carries were about 160 per hand, if I remember right. Yeah, they're about 160 per hand. We carried the farmer's carries for a quarter of a mile, no straps. No straps allowed. Soon as that's done, the yoke's sitting there ready. We had the yoke. Yoke was about 450 pounds, I believe. Carried the yoke for a quarter of a mile. At the end of that, the last quarter of a mile was a tire flip. 500-pound tire flip for a quarter of a mile. By the time we were done with the tire flip, at least with me, I wanted to do it shirtless. And my shoulders right here, there was no skin left. I was sweating blood. I was sweating blood out of my shoulders. And it was a mental toughness day. It's, you know what, we're going to go as far as we can go, and then we're going to keep going. There's no quitting. We're going to see what we're capable of today. And if you don't do that kind of stuff, if you don't push yourself to that limit and then go beyond, you never know. You're never going to know what you're capable of. And some people are like, oh, that's fine. I don't need to know. I don't care. I'm going to sit here and sit on my couch and eat my popcorn and fucking drink my beer. And I don't need to do none of that shit. Well, you're fucking wasting your life. Yes, a fucking waste of a life is to not know what the fuck you're made of. And you're not going to know if some shit happens. You're not going to be able to know if you can handle it. 9 times out of 10, you're probably not going to be able to. You're probably fucking depressed as well. You're probably fucking out of shape as fuck. Your fucking girl wife probably don't like you. And your life, your life probably fucking sucks. So you want to sit there and drink your beer and say, I don't need to do that kind of stuff. I'm happy. Well, no, you're probably not. But when life happens, it's going to take you the fuck down. And that's why you need to stay ready for it.